Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into something pretty wild, a blockchain that doesn't just sit there and record things. No, this one actually learns and evolves. We're talking about the future of this tech, for real.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. This isn't about making a slightly faster version of what we already have. It's about building a whole new species of blockchain.
So what exactly is this next species we're talking about? Well, it's a self-evolving blockchain. Think of it less like a static piece of code and more like a digital organism designed to grow and adapt all on its own. Okay, so let's get into what that really means. A self-evolving layer 1. And remember, the layer 1 is the base, the foundation of the whole thing. It isn't just a static ledger, it's a living system. It watches everything happening on the network, every trade, every attack, and it uses that data to rewrite and optimize its own code, all without a human telling it what to do.
Yeah, just think about that for a second. This isn't a system that has to wait for a committee to vote on an upgrade. No, it evolves in real time, it adapts to pressure, gets smarter from attacks, and constantly optimizes its own strategies. This is a complete shift in how we think about decentralized networks. It's alive, in a way.
All right, so the next logical question is, who could possibly build something this insane? You're probably picturing a huge, well-funded team of engineers, right? Well, the reality is way more interesting.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? A one-man DARPA lab in a hoodie. The source material paints this incredible picture of a single developer just completely locked in, driving this whole vision forward at a mind-bending pace.
And to really get a sense of that velocity, just look at this list. I mean, we're not just talking about a blockchain here. This is an entire ecosystem, a brand new programming language, a compiler, virtual machines, a decentralized exchange that's like a stock market, mining tools, bots. The sheer amount of output is just staggering.
And then you see this, 4 weeks. The whole thing we just saw, architected and built in 4 weeks. That's not just fast, that's a sign that something fundamentally different is happening here.
So how do you even begin to build something that can evolve? Well, you can't just use off-the-shelf parts. You have to go all the way down to the foundations and forge your own tools, starting with the programming language itself.
So that meant creating a totally new language called X3 and its entire compiler from scratch. And here's the really clever part, this intermediate representation, or mirror. Think of it like a safe padded room where the AI can go nuts experimenting with new code and optimizations without any risk of breaking the main blockchain. It's a sandbox for evolution.
And look, this isn't just some cool science project, it has real-world results. This custom optimizer cuts down gas fees, the transaction costs, by almost 30%. For you, the user, that means everything on the chain gets cheaper and faster. That's a huge deal.
Okay, so with this super efficient, custom-built foundation in place, the chain can now do something that honestly was thought to be impossible. It can seamlessly fuse together completely different blockchain worlds.
You see, normally, blockchains like Ethereum and Solana are like separate planets. To move anything between them, you need these clunky, often insecure things called bridges. What this project does is just revolutionary. It takes 3 different virtual machines, the engines that run the code, and mashes them together into one single unified system. And what does that let you do? Well, you can trade between the Ethereum world, the Solana world, and this new X3 world all in a single atomic transaction. Atomic means it either all works or none of it works. The whole thing reverts. There's no risk of one part failing and you losing your money. This is an absolute game changer for connecting the entire crypto space.
But wait, there's more. The custom language, the fused VMs, that's just setting the stage. The real futuristic leap, the thing that makes this a self-evolving blockchain, is the AI evolution engine.
And this is what that engine looks like, a swarm of GPUs. You can think of it like an AI factory that's running 24/7 with one single job. Find ways to make the blockchain better. It's constantly running simulations, mutating code, and searching for new optimizations to feed back into the main network.
And this right here is just a brilliant piece of design. You have 2 distinct roles. You have the judges, the regular validators, who are boring and predictable. Their job is to keep the main chain stable and secure. Then you have the titans, that GPU swarm, which is wild, chaotic, and fast. They're the ones pushing the boundaries. This separation lets the chain innovate like crazy without ever risking its core stability. So what's the end game here?
What do you become when you can run anyone's code, connect any ecosystem, and you're constantly getting smarter? The goal isn't to be just another Ethereum killer.
No, the vision is so much bigger than that. You don't kill other chains, you become the essential thing that ties them all together. Why? Because you can outcompute them, out-evolve them, and out-route them. You become the most efficient path for everything.
Basically, the ambition is to become the interoperability brainstem. Not just another branch on the blockchain tree, but the actual trunk that everything else connects to. The thing that makes a true multi-chain world finally work seamlessly and intelligently.
And that just leaves us with this one big, provocative thought. Is this how a new layer of the internet gets built? Not by a giant corporation or a slow-moving committee, but by a single creator with an unstoppable vision. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.